G'day YouTube, Ranger of Oz here. Yes, I know, 2 videos in one day. What is this sorcery? As you can tell, this one's a little bit different than some of the previous ones because I have Ranger of Nights with me. You can see him in this
Classic
little
version.
lower second, no mask even. Look at this
The
madness.
classic
And,
version.
yeah, classic version. And he brought a little something to my attention that I thought was interesting, and I think I wanted to talk about tonight. So, interesting little thing. Apparently this went up on their website on the 29th of August, but the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, the local watchdogs for, consumer rights and everything else, have instituted proceedings in the Federal Court of Australia against Valve Corporation. They are taking Valve, the owners of Steam, to court. For alleging that Valve made false or misleading representations regarding the application of the consumer guarantees under Australian consumer law. Now, as people know, Valve aren't known for their money-back guarantees, mainly because they don't have one. If you buy a cruddy game, you've bought a cruddy game, and you're stuck with it. You can't get your money back. This is apparently illegal under Australian consumer law. And so, as they say on the site, Australian consumer law applies to any business providing goods or services within Australia. Valve may be an American-based company with no physical presence in Australia, but it is carrying on business in Australia by selling to Australian consumers who are protected by the Australian consumer law. As Valve has stated on their, with everything to do with Valve, they state that they do not give refunds under any circumstances, including for gifts or during sales. That is not right under Australian consumer law. Consumers can insist on a refund or replacement at their option if a product has a major fault. Now, this is interesting due to something that Valve has been doing lately, which has been basically, there is no quality control, and Jim Sterling on the Jimquisition handles this a lot better than I am at the moment. Alright, so go to Escapist Magazine or find his channel on YouTube. If you want to know what the full story is there, go and talk to him. But the basic premise is that Valve has no quality control. If you have a game, you can put it up. That's it. If you have a game, you can put it up, and from there, whatever happens. You've also got your early access stuff, but that's I suppose not a real problem because that's an early product. It's a beta. You don't get your money back on a beta. You were trying to say something?
I'm saying for the first time in history, Australia is more against game for a good reason.
Yeah, for the first time that I can remember, an Australian government corporation is actually jumping in on the side of the gamers and not on the side of, censorship. This is not a horrible thing. So all these people that are putting up these bad games and not doing anything about it, not improving them in any way, deleting any negative feedback that comes up on their forums on Steam, or even attacking YouTubers. Gary's Mod incident comes to mind. Steam, Valve is now by the ACCC repay people who have bought this is a huge step and could be really good news for people who have stuff like Gary's Mod, and there's a few other games that I can't really think of the names. But
the last one.
again, this is a
This is
situation.
the one with you're playing as a caveman that hunt. I don't remember the name, but this is just happened yesterday, where the game is crashing all the time, and
Bad.
the people saying we're changing the engine and not their hand. Some guy, there's two guys working on the game. Someone he said, I don't know, I'm not hearing anything from the other guy.
So yeah. Anyway, this game came past the news desk thanks to Ranger of Knights, and I thought this was something we needed to talk about, and I've slid it across to a couple of other game journalists that I watch. Jim Sterling on the Jimquisition on the Escapist magazine. This is good. This is basically fighting for gamer rights. And if the ACCC can pull this off, this will set a precedent for similar consumer watchdogs all over the world to move in and say, wait just a second, this ain't right.
Yes, my friend.
So this is, fingers crossed. It's going to court. It's going to court, I believe, October 7 or somewhere along those lines. Yep, 7th of October 2014 at the Federal Court in Sydney before Justice Jagot. So this is the first hearing. There will probably be more after this. But the main thing is that Valve is getting pushed. Someone has pointed out that Valve's handling of certain games and refunds and the like is against Australian consumer law at the very least, and I'm going to presume that at least the Americans and the British have something similar.
Man.
So this is a good start.
Man. I'm saying. See, man. People love Valve games to the level they putting them in a higher place than other companies. If for example, Microsoft, you hear me?
Nobody heard a word you just said. No one heard a word you just said.
I said.
Do it again.
People put the Valve on a higher place than other companies.
Yeah.
If other companies doing the same thing Valve is doing, gamers will make hell about it. For example, if EA is doing the same thing, hate, rant, and videos will be all day, all night.
Yeah, I'm surprised. This has been apparently on the ACCC's website since the 29th of August. I'm surprised we haven't been hearing more of it. I am quite surprised that we haven't heard a little bit more, though, of course, there's all sorts of reasons for that. But, it's just interesting that nobody else has spoken about it. Well, not that I've seen, anyway. None of the guys that I usually watch have mentioned it. So, one of the guys
on NGA.
Yeah. Well, one of the guys on Escapist Magazine's website, Yahtzee, he is in Australia. I'm surprised he hasn't bought this up, but we've got you. We've got your back, guys.
To be fair, Yahtzee has been busy talking shit about everything else.
Well, he could at least pass that on to Jim Sterling. The guys talk. Jim's the head editor of the review, Escapist review thing.
That guy is ridiculous. His reason to be against the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they have good games, but they are PCs. And that's why he liked the Wii U, because it's a game machine. What?
Anyway, with that little, with this done, that's our... Well, one more thing. What are your thoughts, Ranger of Knights? What do you think? Is this good? Is this questionable? Will it go anywhere? Because they're taking on a big company.
You know, I live, where I live, you know better with the legal system in your country. Do you think they win or they lose? With the benefit cases like this, usually they win or they lose.
Well, it's going to be interesting because, as it mentions on the site, and I'm going to actually go and I'm going to edit and I'm going to put the link in the description below. It's going to be interesting because by Australia law, if I'm right, and don't quote me on this, I'm not a lawyer, but they will be allowed to appeal whatever decision's made. The thing is, Valve doesn't actually have a physical presence in the country. There is not a Valve server that I know of. There is not a Valve office that I know of. Everything is based in America. So to appeal or to even, front up to the court proceedings, Valve is going to have to fly representatives, either fly representatives from America or hire a law firm in Australia, or both. This is going to be expensive, especially if they decide to appeal.
Hiring lawyers from Australia would not be a smart move.
Well, they'd have
You know
to.
why? You know why? Because the lawyers there will not be that passionate about the case itself. They will not care
Well,
that much about if they win or lose. They're getting their money.
the problem is that they don't really have a choice. I mean, the American lawyers they probably have on their payroll at the moment
Usually,
would.
for what stands for cases like that, you need a company that you have a good relationship with to back you to back you up, right?
Yeah, and I suppose there are probably some Australian video game companies that use Steam, but will they want to? I mean, that's the thing. Would they want to back them if
If they are smart, they will not.
it's an interesting scenario? And I want to hope, I want to think that this is going to go well. That this is going to be the first step of Valve being accountable for the games that they're going up on their system. I want to believe that this is going to be the first step of, we don't get any more Gary's Mod situations
Because
because,
they're dangerous and they're being dangerously close to be the level of AA.
yeah, it's, well, the thing is, if this goes well, other companies that have got similar setups, EA, Ubisoft, I think, is going into this sort of thing. Arc, Perfect World, who, Champions Online, Star Trek Online, a few other things. They're going to be suddenly held
The
accountable
Witcher
for.
guys,
Yeah, they're
the
suddenly going to be
Witcher,
held. Yeah, yeah, them
the
too.
Witcher guy.
Yes, heard you the first
What's
time.
the uh, what's the name of their store?
I don't know what company it is.
Joe, like this. That the short for name for it.
I don't know the company, sorry. But yeah, is it Activision? I don't know if it's Activision or not. But
No,
Activision's
no,
got their
no.
own as well.
No, it's a Dutch company, if I remember right, or
I
Swedish or something like that.
I don't know. Anyway,
You know, I want to tell you
online
something.
stores, these,
I have idea for you, but that when you're not live.
X9 will with having to pay for crappy game. For it. I'm hoping that this goes forward well, because this is what I think the gaming industry, especially since we're moving towards online only,
And digital, you mean?
is people going to be able to get away with whatever they want. Yeah, people are going to get away with whatever they want,
Yes.
and that ain't on. That ain't cricket, guys.
So what?
So yeah,
That was not?
that ain't cricket. That ain't
What do you mean?
cricket.
I'm not Australian. What the hell does that mean?
It's
That
it's
was
it's
not?
it's not on. It's not right. That's not okay.
I just thought to myself, that's not the Australian version of baseball? What do you mean? It's not that sport?
So anyway, that's this little bit. I'm sure this will hopefully pick up. Like I said, I've tweeted Jim Sterling about it. I've s- I've slid a I've slid a little something on Facebook Boogie's way. Hopefully this will spread out and people will know that this is happening.
Did you send it to the angry one?
I'll I haven't sent it to the angry one yet. I might just send it to the angry one. I'm sure he will enjoy this immensely. Anyway, with this sorted, we just thought we'd give you this. I'm going to keep an eye on things. I'm going to hit the news pages, the dirt sheets on October 7th, and see what I can find out about what happens in the court itself. And I'll let you guys know what I find out. Until then, this is Ranger of Oz. That is Ranger of Nights without his mask, classic version. What do you reckon,
Yes.
guys? Should
That's
he
the
go
Nintendo
back
version.
to the mask or should he keep it off?
The PlayStation 1 version.
Should he go back to the mask or should he keep it off? Up to you guys. We're going to leave that in your hands.
Yes.
Tell us in the comments
Do I
below.
keep my ugly face?
Tell us in the comments below. Like and like and subscribe if you want to keep abreast of this sort of thing, and just see our ugly mugs every so often.
And comment.
And yeah, comment, like, subscribe, tell us what you think.
Even tell us we're idiots. We're going to have fun.
Please do. Until then, this is Ranger of Oz. That's Ranger of Nights. We will catch you all next time. Long live the ACCC.
Yes.
And